this weekend, I am getting baptized, confirmed, and married. Um, Tomorrow is Good Friday. We are going to be fasting all day. There's service all day. And then after that finishes around, I don't know, 5 p.m., um, I go pick up my brother who's coming into town for our baptism. Then, still fasting, we have to be back at the church by midnight, where they do the uh, midnight praises and start the service of Bright Saturday, which is Easter Eve. And then at 3 a.m., they start reading the book of Revelation in its entirety. And while they do that, my fiance and I and 4 other people are going to go into the narthex, do the pre-baptismal prayers, changed into baptismal garments, and then head downstairs and be baptized. I believe it'll be the men first, oldest to youngest, and then the women, oldest to youngest. And afterwards, after being baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we will be confirmed into the church. We will renounce Satan and then sort of pledge our allegiance to God is I guess the best way that I can put it. And then we'll be anointed, crossed up every which way, and be chrismated, confirmed into the church, be sealed. Then finish reading the book of Revelation, do the morning service, which would just be like the normal liturgy for Bright Saturday. And then afterwards, that was the sacrament I was forgetting, communion. After baptism and chrismation, we would take our first communion, and then there will be a little hoorah. Everyone's gonna walk around. Everyone who's baptized, there will be 6 of us in total, and we will do a procession around the church. And then we get to go home. We have a little bit in the afternoon before we have to be back at the church again that night for the final, liturgy of glory for our Easter Eve, the last service before Easter Day. And so we'll just have a little bit of time to sleep, I guess, after pulling the all-nighter. Head back to the church, final service, second communion, and then when all of that's over, my fiance and I are going to be crowned. In the Coptic church, the sacrament of marriage is called crowning, and the husband and wife are essentially enthroned as a sort of king and queen of their own household. And I would be sort of, it's analogous to holy orders. I would be sort of made into like the priest and patriarch of my household. And you're given robes and crowns and everything. And then, and then there's the Easter feast. Once that's all done by midnight or just after midnight. And then we have Sunday to chill. Take my brother back to the airport and just kind of take it all in. So this Saturday is probably about to be the most meaningful day of my life. Baptism, chrismation, communion, and crowning. The majority of the sacraments, all in one day. The only things that I would then be missing are unction of the sick, confession, and holy orders, which I've already had like a prototypical version of all of those in my experience. I've been asked to read on the soul, gospel of the third and sixth hours, as well as expositions in the Pascha, prayers and readings, and then we didn't receive unction of the sick, but we were kind of. There was a day where they have the unction of the sick during Lent, but anyone can kind of come up, and then they're given the oil on forehead, throat, and wrists. And we weren't given the oil that is for the unction of the sick, since we're unconfirmed, for the same reason that we don't receive the communion. But he did kind of say, like, close enough, and just use normal holy oil and just kind of blessed us with it. And then I also had a sort of prototypical confession just a few days ago to go into baptism. There was plenty more I could have confessed. Confession is very interesting. But it's, like I said, it was only prototypical because baptism and confirmation needs to come before any other sacraments. And so it was kind of a pseudo confession, just to kind of give me one opportunity to really address my sin. And I have years, over 24 years of sin built up, so it was just kind of a chance to kind of articulate it before and to recognize it before it's all washed away in baptism. And yeah, I think that was about it. Just figured, not that anyone should really care, but I figured I would just share the news. Cool. Well, all right, guys. Thank you for listening. I'm super excited, and stay safe and be well. Peace out.